My assistant today is Portia. She is an important person for you to know. If any of you need to leave the show at any time for any reason, including the fact that you simply become too terrified to continue, she is the only one who knows the way out. We will be learning quite a bit of the ship's haunted history today, but mainly, we'll be having a lot of fun. In a moment, you'll be getting your adventure of like you've experienced before. After all, this is not a model or mock-up of the Queen Mary. We will be following the spectral footprints of actual paranormal sightings that have been reported over the years, and traveling down part of the waterline areas of this ship never before open to the public. A word of caution, we are all here getting entertained, and although what you are about to experience are dramatic interpretations and reenactments, ghosts and legends of the Queen Mary is based on numerous reports, rumors, and whispers in the dark that date back more than 50 years. So it is possible you will experience goosebumps today that no living soul had planned for you. Before we begin our show, an orientation is necessary. Turn your attention to the monitors for an important briefing. The Queen Mary was the new pride of the Cunard Line when she made her maiden voyage on May 27, 1936, out of Southampton, England, bound for New York. She took the coveted Boulevard from the famous Normandy and held the speed record for crossing the Atlantic for many years. She was the most elegant way to travel between America and Europe, counting kings and queens, other royalty, and celebrities of every kind among her passengers. With the outbreak of the Second World War, the Queen Mary was dressed into service as a troop ship. Every nook and cranny was outfitted with bunks, and thousands of GIs were crammed on board. So many, in fact, they were forced to sleep in ships. Relying on her great speed for safe passage, the Queen Mary, being in a drab battleship gray, and known as the Grey Ghost, brought fresh troops to Europe and sneaked wounded soldiers and German and Italian POWs back to the United States. Her role in the war was so vital that Hitler put up a $250,000 reward for any German captain that could find and sink her. After the war, she enjoyed another 20 years restored to her former glory, but the advent of affordable transatlantic air travel brought her mandate to an end. In 1967, she made her final voyage to her new permanent berth in Long Beach, where she became the unique attraction and elegant hotel she is today. More than 50 people have died aboard the Queen Mary. Accidents, illness, old age, war wounds, even rumored suicides and drownings. It began to be whispered that the good ship was haunted. The spectral pool is the first stop on our show. Located conveniently in the dead center of the ship, the first-class swimming pool receives reports from our staff of wet footprints, sounds of a little girl, and a glowing apparition we call a lady in white. From the pool, we will descend 2 levels to D-Deck, a chilling area known as Grey Ghost Passageway.
In 1941, the Queen Mary became the Great Ghost. On one occasion, carrying over 16,000 people, a maritime record that still stands today. Most of the deaths aboard the Queen Mary occurred during these voyages, and one section of the ship in particular has been the site of considerable paranormal activity, including poltergeist and hair-raising electrostatic phenomena similar to St. Elmo's fire. Recently, declassified government footage reveals some startling images. When isolated and enhanced in freeze frame, note the face in the spectral flame.
A phenomenon known as aural apparitions or disembodied voices occurs in these areas. You'll want to listen closely as we pass through the lower decks. Probably the most dangerous areas of the ship when she was in service were her boiler rooms. rumors persist of at least one deadly explosion among these massive generators of steam. The tanks were removed in Long Beach as part of the ship's decommissioning, so the boiler rooms are safe for us to pass through today. What you're about to see is a dramatization of one of those horrible boiler room explosions. The temperature of that steam would have been more than enough to parboil an individual, searing the flesh from his body. Over the years, rumors of the haunted Queen Mary have attracted the attention of several professional ghost hunters. This video footage is all that remains of Dr. Quentin O'Sullivan and his research team.
Well documented death that happened in this portion of the vessel. The ship was firing. It was tragically caught halfway through the watertight hatches and slammed shut. Could you repeat out of respect for his family? The moments is ruined. Calm him out. Half-hatch heaven. Once we get our bearings.
Flashlight! Get the flashlight!
Here, take them. Bill, can we get the lights?
This is a bad idea. I knew this was a bad idea. Stay calm, it's okay. Who's that over there? What is that?
We don't know what happened to them. You should be fine. The last stop on our show takes us into the bow of the ship, sealed the area of the Queen Mary to suffer any structural damage when she collided with her escort cruiser, the HMS Curaçao, on October 2nd, 1942. The Queen Mary was traveling in the submarine-infested waters of the North Atlantic. Evading the enemy, she used a zigzag cruising maneuver when she struck the Curaçao amidships, severing that smaller vessel completely in two, as you will see in this exclusive computer-animated recreation of the collision.
In this exclusive computer-animated recreation of the collision, we see how the structural integrity of the bow was damaged as the two halves of the HMS Curaçao slammed against the hull of the Queen Mary. Over 300 crewmen of the Curaçao died that day. Paranormal research has long held that the most powerful spectral events result from unexpected, confusing, violent deaths. More than 300 souls may still haunt the tight confines of the Queen Mary's bow, experiencing their final moments again and again as they seek an understanding of their sudden, horrible demise.
The damage, of course, was thoroughly repaired. We should pass through these areas safely. But there remains second potential for some sort of paranormal encounter. The heavy hatch or door that you see here was set in place to seal in the secrets that lie below sea deck. Today, we will break that seal and make our own way to the mysterious passageways aboard the legendary Queen Mary.